For this is a video about chapter 2 in Year 8 NCERT book, which says linear equations in one variable. Okay, what I've started to do, guys, I'm going to do some questions from exercise 2.1, then 2.3, then 2.5 and 2.6. I've ignored exercise 2.2 and 2.4 for later on because these things are slightly different. Let's try and understand what this equations is, people. Equation is any mathematical statement which has an equal sign. If I say t equals 7, this is an equation. But I do not need to solve this because it has got the value of the variable already. Okay, and in algebra, guys, if you know, 2t stands for what? When a letter and a number written together next to each other, that means 2 times t. I hope everybody knows that there's an invisible times sign between the terms in algebra. Okay, so if I get 2x plus 5 equals to, let's say, 10, and so you've been asked to solve this equation. What does that mean, guys? You need to work it out, the value of the letter which satisfies this equation. That means if you take that letter out and put that value, the number in, the left hand side of the equation stays balanced with the right hand side. For example, let's try. If we put x equals 1 in there, let's see, what do we get? So 2 times 1, remember that invisible time sign, plus 5, that gives me 7. Is that 7 equal to 10? Obviously no, so x equals 1 is not the solution for this. Okay, so we can try and work it out by trial and error, or we learn the method, people. The method which I teach is very simple. What I say to people, you try to get your letter or the variable on one side of the equal sign. This is the bridge, right? So one side of the bridge. So this is left side, letter is already on one side. What do, guys? This is my favorite thing. I want to cover this. I want the value of this. This is what I want. I put my finger in. You're not going anywhere, mate. So this 5, which is added to this, is the weakest link. This has to go. Goodbye. But what happens when you transpose a term over the bridge from left to the right or right to the left, guys? You change the operation attached with the term. Once again, I insist, you change the operation. It's added here. When it goes to the other side, it will be subtracted because add is opposite of subtractions. What do I rewrite as 2x as it is? This equal sign, because this has to go. 10 was already there, so I write that 10 and take away 5. Right? So now that gives me 2x is equal to 5. Now, guys, I'm only interested in this letter. This is what I'm after. So I'm covering that with my finger. What do I see next to it is 2. So this has to go. This 2 has to be transposed from here. And what is this 2 doing to the x? Really important. Come back to that thing again. It is invisibly multiplied, and what's opposite of multiplying by 2 is actually dividing by 2. So when this 2 goes to this side, this becomes x equals 5 divided by 2, so x equals 2.5. That is the answer, correct answer. I know because I worked it out, but how can you check this, guys? Equation is beautiful algebraic statement because it helps you check if your answer is correct or not. You substitute this back into the original equation. So 2 times, I don't want any x there, I want to put in 2.5. So plus 5, everything else stays the same. So 2 times 2.5 is 5. So 5 plus 5 is 10. So 10 equals 10, guys. I get equation which is balanced, so my answer 2.5 is the correct answer. Okay, let's continue to work out on this equation, guys. Where is my letter? Is it here? No. Is it here? Yes. So I'm going to be off to this. Okay. So 3/7 is doing what to the letter term? The answer is it's added. When it's transposed to the other side, what happens? It will be subtracted. So x is a positive term, is a positive sign, stays x. On this side, 17 over 7 is already there, and then the term which has come from the left side, it is take away 3 over 7. You know how to take away fractions, denominators are equal, so that's easy. So 14 over 7, which is 2, guys, so x equals 2. Now I check my answer. What do? I substitute x equals 2 back into this equation. See, what do I get? 3/7 plus 2 equals 17 over 7. Now I'm pretty sure you know how to add these two fractions, guys. Make the denominators equals, times by 7 times by 7. 3/7 plus 14 over 7, that is 17 over 7. So which is same as the right hand side. So left hand side equals right hand side. So your answer is correct. Verified. Okay, similarly, the next question, guys, where is my lettered term? That is here. So this is the weakest link. All right, I'm sorry, Mr. 8, negative 8, you're going to go to the other side. So what's happening? This is subtracted, and what happens to the other side? When it transposes to the other side, guys, when it crosses the bridge, its operation changes. So what's opposite of subtracting 8 is added. So remember, 14y has not changed, stays as it is. 13 has not changed, stays as it is, and becomes plus 8 from there. Okay, so 14y is equal to 21. Now comes the question. I'm only interested in y part, so I cover that with my finger. What do I see next to it is this 14, and unfortunately, Mr. 14, you will have to go as well to the other side. And what is 14 doing to y on the left hand side? Remember that? It is the invisible times sign. It's multiplied. When it goes to the other side, what's opposite of multiplication? It is divide. So 21 divided by 14. People will simplify the fraction, divide them by 7. So it is 3 over 2. So y equals 1.5. Okay, I can check the answer as well. Let me do that. Get into habit of checking every answer. So it is 14 times 1.5 minus 8 equals 13. So 14 times 1 is 14. 14 times half is 7. So it's 21. Take away 8 is 13. So 13 equals 13. Thank you very much. We got this question right. Okay, the second type of the question, exercise 2.2, actually talks about how do we do the word problems using this kind of questions. We will come on to that later. Now what happens, guys? What is the difference in these 1, 2, 3 equations we've done here and this one? I'm sure you figured this out. I'll tell you anyway. There are two lettered terms, and one of them is on the left side, one of them is the right side. Okay, so the idea is, people, the idea is you want to collect lettered terms on same side, and obviously numbers will have to go to the other side. Okay, right, guys, preferably we just bring right side letter term to the left hand side. Let's try this. I'm going to show this transposing here together in one step as well. So 3t, which was a positive term or which was added, will come into that side. That means this will become minus 3t as you come to this side. And the numbers will have to go to the other side. Remember, this will be take away 3 has to go to this side, and this will be add 3. Guys, these arrows and circles make this question simple. I would advise you to use this and write the operation there, then rewrite the answer. 5t, has it moved anywhere? The answer is no. Negative 3 doesn't stay anymore, so we wait. So write this equal sign, write this bridge. Then 3t, which comes from there, as minus 3t. Then on the right side, negative 5 stays over there because this doesn't change its side. So this gets preference. We write that first. So what is coming from the other side is negative 3 would come out as plus 3. Right, so the answer is, simplify this, 2t equals minus 2. So question comes back to this type when we have only one variable. So guys, what do? I'm only interested in t. There's a 2 which is the extra bit, guys, and 2 is doing what to t? We've shown you here. There's an invisible times a sign. So that means when this 2 has to go to the other side, it's going to do what? It's going to be divided by 2. I rewrite it, t equals -2 divided by 2. So the answer is t equals 1. I would advise you people, always put your answer in a box in the end so that your examiner knows that this is what you're doing. Okay then, right, somehow this video camera is not showing properly, but it doesn't matter, guys. So we can check the answer there, right? So checking, the answer is, so checking t equals 1, we're going to be substituting t equals 1 into the original equation. It gives you 5 times 1 because t is 1. Take away 3 equals 3 times 1, take away 5. So 5 times 1 is 5, take away 3 is 2. Okay, and 5 take away 3 is 2. So minus 1, t comes out as -1, sorry. So this is -5 times take away 3 is -8, and -3 take away 3 is -8. -8 is equal to -8. So that is the correct answer for both of them then. Guys, in this question, what's different? Letters are 2 terms, but they're fractions. So you can do whatever you want, guys. There are 2 methods. Either you get rid of fractions. But let's not do that, okay? Let's just keep it simple, right? So bring letters to this term. That will be subtracted because this is added here. And when 1 goes to this side, that will be subtracted as well. Guys, once again, really important. This arrows and the circles will make the questions better for you. You won't make mistake. 2x over 3 stays here, written first. Take a 7x over 15. Okay, equals +3 is there, so we write down 3 first. And +1 coming from there comes out as -1. Alright, let's simplify this. How do we simplify this fraction, people? Times that by 5, times that by 5 to make the denominators equal. So 10x over 15, take away 7x over 15 equals 2. That gives you 3x over 15 equals 2, which can further be written as, because you can cancel that, x over 5 equals 2. Then the question comes back to this type. One letter, I'm interested in this letter. Cover this up with my finger, guys. What do I see extra on this side? Is this 4, 5? Has to go to the other side. Remember, it is positive. It will stay positive because what changes is operation. It's dividing by 5. When it goes to the other side, it will be times by 5. So x equals 2 times by 5. X equals 10 is the answer. Should check it, of course. Get into the habit of checking every question. Okay, so 2 times 10 over 3 plus 1 and equals 7 times 10 over 15 plus 3. So guys, that gives me 20 over 3 plus 1 equals 70 over 15 plus 3. Hope this works. Okay, so this is 3, that is 23 over 3, and this one is 115 over 15, so which cancels out to give you, divide by 5 gives you 23 over 3. So left hand side is equal to right hand side. So that is what this thing is. Right guys, the next question, I'm moving on to exercise 2.5, question number 4. What's different? We got 2 fractions, we got x in both of them. Okay, so this is where the x term is, and this is where the x term is. Okay, I want to see that these are the 2 numbers which are the extra bits, the weakest link. They have to move. Alright guys, 3 is doing what on the left hand side? It's dividing because in denominator, when it goes to the other side, it could be multiplied. Same here. Sometimes we call this method cross multiplication as well. Only possible when you have one fraction the left, one fraction the other side. Okay, so 4 comes here, gets multiplied with x minus 5. Very important. Make sure you put the bracket because 4 needs to be multiplied by everything. I want to show you the mistake people make. If you just write 4 times x minus 5, this actually means 4 is only multiplied with x, which got to be multiplied with both of them, is equal to 3 times x minus 3. Open the brackets. You didn't seen this before. 4x minus 20, 4 times x is 4x, 4 times minus 5 is minus 20 is equal to 3 times x is 3x, 3 times minus 3 is minus 9. Now the question comes back to this type. I would like to bring variables to this side. That becomes minus 3x, and 20 will become plus 20 on the other side, guys. So 4x minus 3x equals minus 9 there already, and plus 20. So this is 1x equals 11, and that is the answer to this. And you can check if you want. 11 take away 5 is 6, 6 divided by 3 is 2. 11 take away 3 is 8, 8 divided by 4 is 2. So you get the answer right. Okay, guys. Question number 6 of the same exercise. What do we have? We have letter present in 3 terms now. Hope I've copied it right. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. We can copy it again. So let's first of all write all these 3 terms to one side. Remember, this is a takeaway term, gets added. So 1 is staying up there. Right, how do we get solve these 3 fractions, people? You make the denominator same, which is 6, right? So LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. So I times this by 6, times this by 6, times this by 3, times this by 3, times this by 2, times this by 2. I'll rewrite this, people. 6 is the common denominator. So 6m minus 3 times m minus 1. Very important, put the bracket there. And plus 3 times m minus 2, and then equals 1. Okay, this will be simplified. I'm going to do it here now to save space. There's some more space there. This is over here 6m minus 3m, then plus 3. Remember, negative 3 times negative 1 is plus 3, then plus 3m and minus 6 over 6 equals 1. So let's solve this, guys. 3m and 3m, they cancel because minus 3 plus 3 is same. So this becomes 6m minus 3 over 6 equals 1. Thank you. So where is the letter? The question comes down to that stage now. The letter is on the top. So 6 at the bottom will have to go. So that will be multiplied there. Right, so we write this as from here 6m minus 3 equals 6. Because 1 times 6 is 6. Now question comes down to the first type here. Okay, so that's where my letter is. So negative 3, you have to go. That gives me 6m equals, I'm going to write shortcut 6 plus 3. There'll be plus there because it's negative here. It's take away here, goes on to the other side. 9. Now 6 times m. This has to go to the other side again because you want m alone. You want the letter alone. So 9 divided by 6. Which is 3 over 2. The answer for this question, so m equals 3 over 2. You can check by putting the answer in there. Okay, guys, for this one, it's similar to this situation. First of all, get rid of fraction. Y plus 2 from here is dividing, will go to the other side and gets multiplied. And 3 will come to this side, gets multiplied. So 3 bracket 7y plus 4 equals minus 4 bracket y plus 2. Okay, so we do what? Open the brackets now. 21y plus 12 equals minus 4y minus 8. Very important, negative 4 times positive 2 is negative 8. Now bring y's together to one side and numbers to the other. So 21y plus 4y equals minus 8 stays there and minus 12. That gives you 25y equals minus 20. So that's times by 25. So that has to go. So y equals minus 20 divided by 25. The answer is minus 4/5. Okay, so this is the video, people, which finishes the solving of the equations. Now I'm going to do another video which talks about exercise 2.2 and 2.4. We have to make an equation first from the written statements, word problems, and then solve them. Solving will be exactly similar like this. Okay, bye bye. I'll come wait for next video then.